Hello, amazing humans. Welcome to day 8 of our 14-day yoga challenge. Today's class, we're going to get into the hips, the hamstrings, the calves, that lower body stuff, which definitely helps assist your low back. So if that sounds good for you and you're continuing on this yoga challenge journey, get into something comfy and let's get started. Oh yeah, if you're also landing on this video, thank you for being here. You're interested in it because we're gonna get into the hips. So we're gonna find ourselves laying down comfortably on our backs. So whether that looks like the soles of the feet stay planted on the mat, the arms regardless are gonna be laying alongside our bodies. You can have the palms face up or just the hands comfortable, whatever feels good for you. Alternatively, you can extend both legs long, sort of stretch the heels out to the long edges of the mat, and the feet can just lay comfortably to the sides. Option 1 is to take your gaze up to the ceiling and focus on a single point above you. It's especially helpful if the mind's really wandering quickly in this moment. The invitation is there to close your eyes, drawing your awareness to the connection of your physical body to the mat or whatever is underneath you. Feeling fully supported enough for you to release tension, stiffness in the physical body. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Try and make that exhale longer than the inhale. Let's do that again. Inhale. Maybe even slight pause. Exhale, even sigh. Inhale, filling up your body. Hold and contain that energy, that life force. And exhale, let it go. Tapping into a long, deep breath. In and out through the nose or the mouth. Allowing yourself to arrive in this moment. Slowly bringing some life back to the fingers and the toes, giving them a wiggle. You'll begin to move the knees to come in towards the chest. Option 1 is take a hold of behind the knees. Option 2, holding anywhere on the lower legs. Relaxing through the shoulders, making sure your whole back is pressed into the mat. You may bring a gentle sway of the knees side to side. So notice if you're kind of just like ripping back and forth. Just see if you can gently sway them side to side. It's like a low back massage, kind of. You let both knees fall to the right, coming into a reclined spinal twist, so you can open up the arms wide or bend at the elbows. Make sure this left shoulder is pressed into the mat. If it's not, you can put something underneath this right thigh. If it is pressed into the mat and it feels good on the neck, take the chin over the left shoulder. Close down your eyes, allowing yourself to enter into our first posture of reclined spinal twist. Bringing this gentle ringing out of your spine, a gentle ring out of your internal organs. One more breath. Inhale to turn the head back to center, knees back into your chest. You may have shifted out of the middle of the mat, in which case just come right back in. Again, you can stay still or bring the gentle sway side to side. When you're ready, let both knees fall to the left, opening up your arms wide or bend at the elbows. Right shoulder staying rooted into the mat. Option to take the chin over that right shoulder, close your eyes. Bringing out the spine the opposite way and really helping to increase that gentle cleansing and detoxifying of our internal organs. Bringing out one way and then the other. Take your next inhale, turn the head back to center, draw the knees back in towards your chest. Two options, you can listen to both and then choose. Option one, roll over to one side, press yourself up. Option two, begin to hold behind your knees and roll yourself up a couple times, up and down on the spine lengthwise. Coming to sit at the back of the mat. So sitting back on the heels, using support underneath the knees or the shins, or putting a block or pillow in between the hips and the heels. Take an inhale as you swoop the arms out to the side, palms will come to touch, possibly take the gaze up to the hands, and then exhale, float the hands down, coming into our child's pose. So we're beginning to melt and surrender the heart down to the mat, the forehead, spread the fingers nice and wide. Feel each palm deeply connected to the mat. First child's pose of our practice, maybe of the day. So if the head is sort of hovering, you can bring a pillow or something underneath the forehead for support, or you just bring this deep sense of relaxation to the neck and the shoulders. Otherwise, the forehead might come and rest on the mat. Take a deep inhale. Cleansing exhale through an open mouth. Inhale, rise up through tabletop position. Make sure the knees go hip width apart. Shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees. Take an inhale, drop the belly open through the heart. Look forward or up, cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, chin to the chest, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward or up, cow. Exhale, like a wave, tuck the tailbone first, round through the spine as you open through the back of your heart, chin to the chest in cat pose. And then flow back and forth through cow and cat. Choosing to make any authentic moves, maybe swaying the hips forward and back, maybe circular motions, just really get into the body. Close the eyes. One more breath. Tuck the toes, take a deep inhale. Exhale, press hold both palms into the mat as you pick up the knees and send the hips up and back. We're finding our downward facing dog. Nice generous bend to the knees so we can find that beautiful length in the spine. Press the mat away, lift up through the shoulders, and then see if you can press the chest to the thighs. Heels may come closer to the mat or they may arrive at the mat, doesn't matter, just as long as you feel the opening through the back of the legs. You can choose to pedal out the heels, press one heel down, lift the other, matching the breath and the movement. One more. Finding some stillness in our downward dog. Take an inhale, rise the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, kick the heel back towards the glute and then try to open up the hips to the right. So both palms are still pressing into the mat. Still trying to send the chest to the thighs. We're really trying to open up through the hips. One more breath. Exhale, turn the hips back to center and then step the foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. We're gonna rise up, hands to the hips. Use a cushion under the back knee if you would like, and then send the hips forward, coming into our low lunge. We're gonna take a peek down and make sure the knee is over the ankle and readjust as necessary. Option to have the hands pressed in front of the heart, or you can rise the arms up. Inhale, lift through the heart, move the ribs away from the hips. And then exhale to lower the hips a little bit more. Get into this left hip flexor. If you sit a lot during the day, this can feel quite intense. So meet yourself where you are, not where you want to be. One more breath. Drop the hands to the hips if they weren't already there. As you send the hip back over that left knee, we're going to send the right heel forward as we flex the right toes back to us. So you may bring a generous bend to this right knee, or you can begin to straighten it. Just make sure to not over press it down towards the mat, overextend it. You can stay here in a half split, or on your next exhale, slowly lower the chest towards the front leg. Maintain the length in the spine. If you have blocks, you could frame your hands on either side, or you may have your hands connected to the mat. So the more you flex the right toes back towards you, the more you're gonna feel it in the calf, which might be nice. Challenge your limits. Inhale. Exhale. Can you lower the heart a little bit lower? One more breath. Slowly, we're gonna lower the front foot down as we frame the front foot with the hands, tap the back toes, step it back, downward facing dog. Choosing to pedal out the heels or maybe swaying the hips side to side. Pausing in stillness, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes up any amount, three-legged dog. Take the exhale to kick the heel back towards the glute, and then try to stack the left knee over the right hip. So we're opening the hips to the left. Inhale. Exhale, turn the hips back to center, and then step the foot in between the hands. Drop that back knee. Use the cushion if you need. Pressing yourself up, hands will arrive on the hips to start. Lower the hips down, low lunge the other side. So the knee is going to be over that front ankle. Readjust as necessary. Finding where the hands want to be in front of the heart space, or maybe rising up. Wherever you are, you're finding that space created, moving the ribs away from the hips on the inhale. Exhale, soften the shoulders, unclench the jaw, send the hips lower. 2 more breaths. Dropping your hands to your hips if they weren't there. As we stack the right hip over that right knee, we're gonna kick the heel forward, the left heel, and flex the toes back towards you. So just notice sometimes this left hip kind of wants to go out and avoid the discomfort. Pull it down, pull it back, send the right hip forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hinge from the hips if you maintain this length in the spine and the neck. Space in the side and back of the neck. Begin to lower the heart down. If you have blocks, you can frame that leg and put your hands on the blocks, or maybe the fingertips meet the mat. Again, the more you flex the toes back towards you, the more you're going to get into the calf. So taking 2 more long, deep breaths, possibly close your eyes. Slowly you'll lower the left sole of the foot to the mat as you frame that front foot. Tap the back toe, send it back, downward dog. 3 cycles of breath, or child's pose. Find some stillness. Inhale, right leg's gonna come up again, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, bend the right knee and send it towards the right wrist. As you lower it down, you're gonna swoop the ankle out to the left wrist, drop the back knee. Send the hips lower, coming into pigeon pose. And then when you take a peek over your left shoulder, you just make sure the ankle's in line with the hip. And then we're protecting our right knee joint by flexing the right toes back towards the knee. So you can stay up on your fingertips to start. Inhale, feel like you're trying to pull the heart a little bit higher. The head can fall back any amount. Exhale, soften through the shoulders, just pause. And then you can slowly begin to find your appropriate edge. So you may stay up on the hands. You could come down to the forearms. You may stack either fists, one on top of the other. Or if it's in the practice, you can begin to extend the arms out, dropping the forehead to the mat. So super important that we're not actually sitting over on the right hip, but rather the hips are parallel. It's funny that our bodies try to get out of that discomfort, and that's often what we'll do, is we'll just sit over on that one hip. But we need to really connect to the breath here, knowing that you can come out at any point. You're not forced to stay, but challenge your limits. Close your eyes, take 2 of your longest breaths. If you're closer towards the mat, you're slowly going to peel yourself off, moving with loving kindness. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the back toes, pick up the back knee, and then send it back, downward dog. It might be nice to really pedal out the heels or sway the hips. Find some stillness. You know we gotta do the other side, so inhale, left leg comes up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the left knee and then send it towards the left wrist, dropping it down, swoop the ankle out to the right wrist. We drop the back knee down. We're gonna scooch the back leg back, take a peek over the right shoulder. Just make sure the ankle is in line with the hip. Staying up on tented fingertips, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, relax the shoulders, maybe let the head fall back, so opening through the chest and possibly the throat. And then exhale, we're gonna come down, finding your appropriate edge. Again, we're not leaning over on that left hip. We're parallel. You could put something underneath the left hip if needed. So you can stay up, hands underneath the shoulders, or you can walk down to the forearms. Either fist stacked so that there's a space for the forehead to rest. Alternatively, if you have a bolster or a pillow, you're definitely welcome to put your head on that. It's probably more comfortable. If it's in the practice, you can extend the arms long, dropping the forehead to the mat. Close your eyes. Challenge your limits here. Find that edge that hurts so good, if you will. Really breathe into the space that you're feeling the most sensation. And use the exhale to soften, surrender. 2 more breaths. If you're closer towards the mat, slowly and mindfully begin to peel yourself up, hands underneath the shoulders. Tap the back toes as you pick up the back knee, send it back. Last downward facing dog of this practice. Choosing any movement in that downward dog that helps release the one side. And then lower down to the mat. So if you have sensitive knees, you're gonna wanna grab a blanket, pause this video, and come back if you don't already have it close to you, and you're gonna lay it lengthwise on the mat. So we're gonna turn to a long edge of the mat. You're gonna come up and have the hips over the knees and just begin to walk the knees away from each other, coming into frog pose. So the toes are gonna point out. And then you're gonna begin to come down onto the fingertips. So I'll show you this way and then I'll show you the side version. So from here, the more that you walk the knees away, the more you're gonna feel it and the intensity grow in the inner thigh, the hips. You may walk down to the forearms. What I want you to keep in mind is that the hip is in line with the knee. So we're not like coming forward or we're not going too far back, but finding that appropriate edge in frog pose. So showing you from the side. using a block or stacked fist for the forehead, maybe a bolster underneath your chest. Just let your hips surrender to the mat. Unclench the jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth down. One more big breath in. Full breath out, and begin to make your way back to the hands underneath the shoulders. You gotta move slowly here. As you begin to press into the hands, begin to sort of knee-toe your knees back together. Come to the back edge of the mat, child's pose, sit back on the heels and extend the arms out in front of you. Melting the heart and the forehead to the mat. Close your eyes. Connect to the breath. Slowly you'll make your way up onto all fours, coming to sit on your bum and then lay down on the mat. Keep the soles of the feet planted to the mat, arms lay alongside your body. Just pause here, close your eyes. You can stay here or begin to extend the heels to the corner edges of the mat, relaxing the feet out to the sides. Coming into our final pose, Savasana. Allowing our physical body to really surrender into the mat or whatever's underneath you. If you need to focus your mind or your thoughts, you're going to count the length of your inhales and your exhales. And gently bringing some life back to the fingers by giving them a wiggle and include the toes. Roll the wrists and the ankles out in one direction and then switch. Let's take a full body stretch by putting the toes at the end of the mat, reaching the arms up above you, behind you. Inhale, stretch and hold. Stretch. And exhale to relax. Draw the knees into your chest. You can choose a side to roll over to and pause there, using the bottom arm as a pillow. And then pressing yourself up to close the practice off in a comfortable seated position. Letting the hands land anywhere they like in the lap, closing down the eyes. Take an inhale to swoop the arms out to the side. Palms will come to touch at the top. Exhale, hands down through to the heart. Inhale, swoop the arms out to the side, really open through the chest and the heart. Exhale, bend the elbows, send the hands down, prayer pose through the heart. One more. Pause with the hands in prayer pose in front of the heart. Gently tuck the chin to your chest as you bow your head to your hands. Thank you for completing 7 days of your yoga challenge, or for completing this class whenever you find it. It is always, always an honor. From my heart to yours, namaste.